Heroes unite with fiery determination, drawing parallels to legendary tales of the past. Their combined strength manifests as they prepare to face a monumental challenge together, highlighting themes of unity and hope in the face of adversity. The atmosphere intensifies as the final battle approaches. The group acknowledges the sacrifices made by their allies and steels their resolve to honor those who fought to clear their path. A confrontation with a powerful adversary looms ahead. A critical moment arrives as the heroes combine their powers for a massive attack. Despite their enemy mocking their efforts, they remain undaunted. Their unified assault proves successful, resulting in the salvation of their world. The scene shifts dramatically as someone awakens in a new setting. They encounter enthusiastic twins, Clan and Fram, who are overjoyed to meet the divine dragon. Vander, the 32nd steward, formally introduces himself. It is revealed that 1,000 years have passed while the divine dragon slept. The awakened being learns of their identity as child of Lumera, the divine dragon monarch, but struggles with memory loss. The stewards attempt to help piece together their past. The group prepares to journey to Lythos Castle. They explain the Somniel, a floating fortress where the divine dragon slept, and discuss how various royals would visit to pray and talk during their slumber. The peaceful journey is interrupted by the appearance of mysterious monsters. Despite initial hesitation, they are forced to fight when the twins are endangered. The divine dragon discovers a mysterious ring that awakens forgotten memories. In a crucial moment, the divine dragon summons Emblem Marth through the ring, revealing the power of the legendary emblems. Together, they successfully defeat the mysterious creatures threatening their group. Queen Lumera arrives to save the group from another wave of monsters. An emotional reunion follows, though bittersweet due to the divine dragon's memory loss. Lumera accepts the situation with grace and maternal love. The history of their world, Elyos, is explained, including its 4 major realms surrounding the Holy Land. The tale of a 1,000-year-old war against the fell dragon Sombron is revealed, along with the crucial role of the emblems in that victory. Inside the beautiful Lythos Castle, there is a warm homecoming scene. Though memories may be missing, the castle provides a safe haven from outside dangers. The moment is filled with emotional reunions and gratitude expressed to the stewards who have watched over things for many years. The joyful reunion is tempered by concerns about the corrupted, reanimated corpses used as soldiers by the fell dragon Sombron. After eons of peace in Elyos, this dark presence emerged, causing widespread destruction. The appearance of these corrupted beings now may signal Sombron's possible return. Emblem Marth makes an appearance, discussing how others like him may now be awake. The conversation leads to an important revelation about a special location within the castle that holds significant artifacts of power. The Ring Vault is revealed as the storage place for Emblem Rings. There are 12 rings total, 6 kept in the vault and 6 distributed to other countries as a precaution. These rings grant immense power when united and have been used by divine dragons to maintain peace. A training session begins to help shake off the rust of years of inactivity. Queen Lumera creates practice opponents from plants and rocks that mimic the corrupted. Despite initial hesitation from the group, they agree to participate in this mock battle scenario. The training intensifies as Queen Lumera summons Sigurd using the Ring of the Holy Knight. This demonstrates how different emblems possess unique abilities and powers that can be called upon in battle. The practice fight becomes more challenging with this development. After a successful training session, an ancient blade that only divine dragons can wield is presented as a reward. Additionally, a special ring is offered, a birthday gift from long ago, but is respectfully declined until lost memories can be recovered. During a rest period, strange dreams and visions occur. Marth, who has maintained a connection through his ring, provides comfort and encourages patience in recovering lost memories. The peaceful moment is interrupted by an unexpected disturbance. The castle comes under attack as enemies breach the walls and target the ring vault. Queen Lumera defends the vault while others rush to provide assistance. The situation appears dire as the number of enemies makes reaching the vault extremely challenging. A tense situation unfolds as Crown Prince Alfred of Firene arrives to help with an unexpected attack. Upon arrival, there is a notable discovery, the awakening of the divine dragon. This creates an atmosphere of excitement despite the dangerous circumstances. The attackers' motives remain unclear, but their sudden assault requires immediate attention. Two retainers, Etienne and Boucherol, introduce themselves and offer their services to the divine dragon. Boucherol specializes in landing additional hits on enemies when nearby, while Etienne excels at taking down airborne enemies with archery. Their unique combat abilities complement each other well for battle strategy. A critical situation develops as Queen Limmer's divine dragon powers are severely depleted. It is revealed that she had been transferring her powers to heal and awaken her child during their long sleep. This selfless act has left her completely drained, marking a significant turning point in the story. Queen Limer shares crucial information about the invaders having fell dragon power. She tasks her child with collecting all 12 rings and warns about preventing the enemies from capturing more rings. The mission becomes even more significant as it ties to recovering lost memories and fighting with divine power. An emotional farewell unfolds between mother and child. Despite promises to stay together and talk more, Queen Limer passes away, leaving behind both grief and purpose. The scene captures the bittersweet reality of their reunion being cut short, though their bond remains unbroken. Prince Alfred reveals the reason for his visit. His kingdom, Firene, is under attack by creatures called the Corrupted, which are reanimated corpses. The situation is dire as knights struggle to defend against these unstoppable forces. This prompts a request for the divine dragon's help. The divine dragon, despite having no memories of the past, agrees to help Firene. They establish the Somniel as their base of operations, which can only be accessed through divine dragon power. This marks the beginning of their mission to gather the rings and restore peace. Alfred provides important background about Firene, one of 4 nations in Elyos. He explains the peace maintained through non-aggression pacts with neighboring kingdoms Solm and Brodia, while touching on the distant land of Elusia, where some worship the fell dragon. The journey leads to Flora Milltown, near the castle. However, the peaceful approach is disrupted by the shocking discovery of corrupted creatures everywhere, setting up a new challenge that must be faced. A peaceful town is under attack and needs protection. Princess Celine is in grave danger as enemies surround them. Her loyal companions, Louis and Chloe, insist she retreat to safety while they hold off the attackers, as she must warn Prince Alfred about an incoming invasion. Though reluctant, the princess agrees to flee. Princess Celine reaches Prince Alfred and warns him about the Elusian army marching on their castle. She explains their mother sent her to warn him, but they were ambushed en route, forcing Louis and Chloe to stay behind to enable her escape. The divine dragon appears, and Princess Celine presents them with the Emblem Ring. The group develops battle strategies, with fighters taking on enemies based on their strengths, some handling archers, while others tackle magic users. Princess Celine reveals she now has the power of Emblem Selica through the divine dragon, forming a powerful duo for combat. They work together to restore order. A mysterious encounter occurs with a girl named Vail, who vanishes suddenly after being rescued. The divine dragon forms friendships with Celine and Alfred, showing a surprisingly human side. 2 merchants, Durton and Annis, offer to set up shops at their base to provide weapons and supplies. Upon reaching the castle, they find it eerily quiet and occupied by enemy forces. Queen Eve is being interrogated about a ring by Lady Zephyia, who threatens to kill everyone in the castle. When Alfred and Selene arrive, it is revealed the princess has the sought-after ring. The divine dragon confronts the enemies, leading to revelations about Lumera and the rings of the Hero King and Holy Knight. It is revealed that the kingdom of Elusia freed Lord Sambron, bringing back the Valdragon. A fierce battle ensues as they fight to protect the castle and Queen Eve. The battle concludes successfully, with Queen Eve being rescued. The divine dragon is properly introduced to the queen, who welcomes them warmly. The extraordinary power of summoning Emblem Selica is revealed to the queen, who expresses deep gratitude for the divine dragon's help in saving her family. A tragic revelation occurs as someone shares the devastating news of their mother's death. The mother sacrificed herself, protecting them from intruders who attempted to take their life. The conversation reveals deep emotional pain and grief over this recent loss, with others offering heartfelt condolences and support during this difficult time. The mourning individual begins to recover their composure, apologizing for their emotional display. Despite their attempts to apologize, others reassure them that their grief is completely understandable. The conversation shifts to discussing how this tragedy connects to larger events involving the fell dragon and corrupted forces appearing in Elyos. Queen Eve reveals a major secret. Their kingdom possesses not one but 2 emblem rings, breaking the common belief that each country only received one. The second ring, known as the Ring of the Dawn Maiden, has been kept hidden in a shrine near the Brodian border for generations to avoid conflict. Alfred and Selene receive their mother's blessing to join the divine dragon's quest for peace. The queen gives her permission on the condition that they promise to return alive. Both make the pledge, and Queen Eve offers prayers for their arduous journey ahead. 2 new characters, Kelme, a blacksmith, and Pine, a clovey, introduce themselves and request to join the group at Somniel. They mention their friend Durton vouched for them, offering their services in weapon strengthening and accessory crafting. A failed mission to obtain a ring is revealed, with someone admitting defeat to their superior. They attempt to bargain with information about Princess Sane and the Divine Dragon, but their fate remains uncertain as the scene ends with ominous laughter. The group journeys toward a shrine near the Brodian border, noting the increasingly rocky and cold landscape. The area becomes notably desolate, with fewer villages, making it an ideal location for hiding an emblem ring. They encounter Unaka, who introduces herself with a unique catchphrase, Haya Papaya. She explains losing a mysterious talking ring that requested to be taken to the Divine Dragon. This leads to revelations about identities and sets up a search mission. The search for the ring leads them to discover bandits have overtaken a nearby town. Unaka spots someone holding what appears to be the missing ring, demonstrating her exceptional eyesight, which she playfully calls killer eyes. The group devises a plan to recover the ring while dealing with the bandit situation. They decide to split up, with a smaller team attempting a stealthy approach to retrieve the ring from the bandits. The ring is successfully recovered and identified as the Ring of the Dawn Maiden, with Emblem Micaiah speaking of shifting futures and victory ahead. The Divine Dragon entrusts the ring to Unaka, asking for her help in defeating the bandits in return. The scene begins with instructions to turn off lights. Someone asserts their strength before a confrontation about justice occurs, ending with the defeat of a bandit. Unaka receives praise for helping solve a situation at an empty shrine. A surprising confession reveals that Unaka actually stole the ring from the shrine due to financial struggles rather than finding it. Despite having opportunities to escape with the valuable item, they chose to stay and help, motivated by Micaiah's kindness and guidance. Instead of punishment for the deception, Unaka is invited to join their forces on the quest to collect emblem rings and defeat the fell dragon. The army welcomes this talented new recruit with the greeting, "Hiya Papaya," and the group prepares to continue their journey into Brodia. A touching reunion occurs with Vail, who is searching for a long-lost sibling. Vail carries a special stone as a good luck charm, believing it will lead to their reunion. After receiving medical care for a leg wound, Vail expresses joy at finding friendship but mysteriously departs. The group enters Brodia Territory, noting its rugged terrain. They face an unexpected attack but are confronted by Prince Alcrest of Brodia, who apologizes profusely for the misunderstanding. His retainers, Lapis and Citrine, formally welcome the visitors. While heading to Brodia Castle, they discuss the Ring of the Young Lion and Crown Prince Diamant. Prince Alcrest reveals his admiration for his brother while expressing self-doubt about his own worth. The conversation is interrupted when they reach the Grand Crossing. The second Princess of Elusia appears at the bridge with soldiers, expressing interest in the divine dragon's mismatched eyes. Tension rises between Brodia and Elusia as they argue about past territorial disputes and invasions. The Elusian princess reveals her mission to steal their rings and accidentally discloses that her sister is planning to attack Brodia Castle. This leads to urgent battle preparations, with some confusion about proper battle positions as the conflict begins. A playful conversation about outshining and defeating the divine dragon takes place, with plans to steal rings and make Mortensa proud. The group prepares to start their mission with determination and confidence. A surprising revelation occurs when someone appears without being summoned. They taunt that emblems are not exclusive to the divine dragon, revealing they can use this power thanks to Lord Sombra, empowering a ring that was previously protected. A confrontation erupts over one of the stolen rings now in Elugia's possession. Despite demands to return it, they refuse to give it back and instead challenge the divine dragon to come closer for a fight. The enemy forces retreat hastily, leaving significant damage to the bridge. While no emblem rings were recovered, none were lost either. The group takes solace in avoiding injuries and considers it an acceptable outcome. It becomes clear that Elusia possesses 5 stolen rings from Queen Lumera: the Sage Lord, Azure Twins, Instructor, Princess Exalt, and Lady of the Plains rings. The king keeps one in his personal chambers, unlike other kingdoms that store them in special galleries. The scene shifts to Brodia Castle, where Prince Diamant greets the Divine One and Prince Alfred. News of potential illusion attacks creates tension, leading to discussions about defending the castle. King Morian appears, warmly welcoming everyone despite his son's concerns about safety. The king demonstrates a jovial personality while still taking the threat of illusion forces seriously. Princess Ivy arrives, declaring her intent to take lives, souls, and rings. A tense standoff occurs as Diamant convinces his father to retreat to safety while they prepare for battle. After an intense battle, they recover a ring tainted with fell dragon energy. The emblem of genealogy, Leaf, is summoned to help retrieve what was stolen. A tense discussion unfolds about an upcoming battle against King Hyacinth and the Elugian army. There is concern about Brodia potentially appearing cowardly after years of conflict. The king firmly believes that running from battle would be more frightening than death itself. The discussion turns to succession plans, with Alcrest vowing to protect Diamant. The king praises Alcrest's bravery and criticizes fear, declaring that it has no place in their kingdom. Despite attempts to dissuade him, the king remains determined to march to battle. The king enthusiastically plans for future events, including a tournament featuring the Divine One transforming into a dragon. However, uncertainty exists about this dragon transformation ability, creating an awkward moment of self-doubt. The scene shifts to the battlefield where critical decisions about the ring are made. Diamant reveals the king refused to take it, wanting to fight fairly. This showcases Brodian pride while raising concerns about enemy tactics. A dramatic confrontation occurs between forces, revealing a sinister plot. The enemy army, blessed by Lord Sombron, requires a sacrifice of sovereign blood for a ritual to restore their dragon's power. This leads to a devastating turn of events. The battle intensifies as attempts are made to rescue the captured king. Princess Ivy appears, receiving strict orders about the ring and facing a potentially fatal mission to buy time for the retreating forces. A pivotal moment occurs when Princess Ivy is defeated but spared. She reveals crucial information about King Hyacinth's true plans, a ritual at Destinia Cathedral to restore the fell dragon's power using sovereign blood as sacrifice. The rescue party battles through a fierce blizzard toward Destinia Cathedral. They encounter Vail, a mysterious figure who provides directions but behaves strangely when noticing an emblem ring. Inside the cathedral, we learn about recent changes in King Hyacinth's behavior since Lord Sombron's release. His children feel neglected and confused about his new allegiances and mysterious plans involving the rings. The rescue party reaches Destinia Cathedral, but Marth senses the fell dragon's presence and warns about the dangers ahead. Despite the risks, they must attempt to save King Morian, though they are advised to retreat if the situation becomes too dangerous. The group reflects on having half of the emblem rings and their growing strength with new allies. Though they feel confident with Marth's support, they are warned against overconfidence. The team prepares to stop a ritual and rescue King Morian. At Destinia Cathedral, they confront Hyacinth, who taunts them about Ivy's presumed death. They discover King Morian by the altar, but something is wrong. The ritual has already been performed on him. Despite calls to retreat, Diamant refuses to abandon his father. The group finds themselves trapped in the cathedral. Hyacinth reveals his plan to obtain their rings. A heartbreaking battle ensues, where the princes must face their corrupted father. Diamant realizes they must end their father's suffering to preserve his dignity. Hyacinth uses emblems to create multiple copies of himself during the battle. After a fierce fight, they manage to defeat him. Just as victory seems near, the fell dragon Sombron appears and betrays Hyacinth, revealing his desire for sovereign blood. A shocking revelation occurs as Vail reveals herself as Sombron's daughter, the fell princess. The mysterious four hounds appear, led by Zephyr, a powerful mage dragon. Using the draconic time crystal, Vail steals all 6 emblem rings. Sombron corrupts each emblem ring with his power, turning them against their former allies. The emblems, Marth, Sigurd, Selica, Micaiah, Leaf, and Roy, are all taken over. The group is left defenseless as their beloved emblems are turned into weapons. Forced to retreat without their rings, the group faces dire circumstances as they're pursued by Vail and the four hounds. Just when all seems lost, Princess Ivy arrives with 2 recovered rings, the Ring of the Lady of the Plains and the Ring of the Princess Exalt. Princess Ivy pledges her allegiance to their cause, choosing to fight against her own country in hopes of saving it and her father. Though she acknowledges it won't fully atone for her past actions, she joins their side in the struggle. In an intense moment, Lady of the Plains is entrusted to Elusia. Lythos, who goes by Lyn, appears ready to help turn the battle around. A dramatic reveal occurs when someone initially thought to be Marth turns out to be Lucina, who pledges to be a light of hope in dark times. A special gift called the Draconic Time Crystal is presented. While not one of the stolen rings, it could prove helpful in their quest. The group decides to escape through a forest to reach Solm, despite having to painfully abandon Hortensia and leave much behind. The group discovers Ivy had been scheming against them, stealing 2 emblems. The situation grows dire as threats of destruction loom. The team reaches safety but must process the revelation that Vail is Sambron's daughter and now possesses their emblem rings. Tensions flare as the group argues about who is to blame for their losses. The dispute centers around Princess Ivy's role and the death of someone's father. Despite heated accusations, some defend Ivy, noting that her own father was killed by the fell dragon. The group acknowledges their losses, but finds hope in the remaining emblems on their side. Lynn and Lucina offer encouragement, reminding everyone that retreating is not the same as losing. They emphasize the importance of strategic withdrawal versus stubborn resistance. A leader emerges with renewed determination, promising to become stronger and prevent any further losses. The team rallies together, committed to reclaiming their lost companions and emblems. They set their sights on the queendom of Solm. The group arrives in Solm, a desert kingdom notably different from Elugia. They learn about the radiant hero emblem ring kept there, which could be a powerful asset. However, navigation through the sandy terrain proves challenging as they become lost. A friendly local named Fogato, who introduces himself as captain of the Sentinels, offers to help the lost travelers. He agrees to guide them to the palace, but first requests their help with dealing with some dangerous creatures in the desert. The group meets Fogato's companions, who are amazed to meet the divine dragon. Together, they successfully handle the desert mission, with Fogato warning them about treacherous quicksand along the way. While heading to Solm Palace, the conversation reveals mysterious circumstances surrounding Solm's royal family. Both visitors note strange experiences where Queen Seporia met them alone, with other royal family members conspicuously absent. A surprising revelation occurs when it becomes known that Fogato is actually the Prince of Solm. After initially forgetting to mention his royal status, he properly introduces himself as both the captain of the Sentinels and the prince, inviting everyone into his family palace to meet his mother. Lady Vail discusses plans with her followers, including Zephyia, Marnie, Chris, and Mavir. They learn the divine dragon's forces have reached Solm and decide to wait patiently to steal multiple rings at once. The followers express their unique personalities and dedication to Lady Vail before she retires to sleep. Queen Seporia of Solm welcomes everyone to the palace. She expresses surprise at meeting the divine dragon and learns about Sambron's return. The queen reveals that while their palace has faced attacks from corrupted forces, they've successfully defended against them. She pledges Solm's support in the war. When asked about the Ring of the Radiant Hero, confusion ensues as neither Queen Seporia nor Prince Fogato can immediately locate it. It's revealed that Crown Princess Tamara, Fogato's sister, has taken it with her. She is known for frequently being away, currently believed to be camping in the southern desert oasis. The scene shifts to Tamara and her companions at their camp, where they are performing a playful song about meat. Their performance is interrupted by bandits who demand Tamara's ring, threatening them with monsters and creating a tense situation. The group finds Princess Tamara, and with the divine dragon's power, they successfully summon Ike from the Ring of the Radiant Hero. A battle breaks out as bandits and monsters threaten a nearby village, requiring immediate intervention to protect innocent civilians. After defeating the bandits, Tamara reveals that Solm had known about the fell dragon's return for some time. Fogato explains their elaborate defensive strategy, including his role in verifying the divine dragon's identity and protecting their borders. The country had chosen isolation over seeking help from others. It is revealed that Solm possesses a second emblem ring, the Ring of the Crux of Fate. However, before more details can be shared, urgent news arrives that Princess Hortensia of Elugia has breached the palace, putting Queen Seporia in danger and creating a crisis situation. A tense confrontation unfolds when Hortensia reveals she has infiltrated the palace and threatens to kill Queen Sephora unless the rings are handed over. The scene exposes deep conflict between sisters Ivy and Hortensia, with Hortensia accusing Ivy of betrayal, while Ivy maintains she hasn't betrayed anyone. Despite Hortensia's threats, Ivy firmly refuses to hand over the rings, stating she won't throw away everything Queen Sephora, Tamara Fagado, and the people of Salm have accomplished. The future Queen of Salm also stands strong, declaring her loyalty to Saul regardless of threats. Zephyia makes a dramatic entrance, thanking everyone for helping gather rings and revealing Hortensia's thievery. It's disclosed that Hortensia's retainers tried to stop them, but failed. The situation escalates as more Elusian forces enter the supposedly impregnable Salm palace. The true motivation emerges. Collecting all 12 rings could allegedly resurrect King Hyacinth. Under Zephyia's influence, Hortensia becomes determined to kill everyone and take their rings to save her father, entering a trance-like state that makes her unreachable to reason. After an intense confrontation, Hortensia snaps out of her trance as the Elusian soldiers retreat. A heartfelt discussion between the sisters reveals the painful truth that their home kingdom is now controlled by the Fell Dragon, and returning is impossible until the Fell Dragon is defeated. Hortensia surrenders the ring of the instructor, awakening Emblem Byleth, who pledges to guide everyone. Queen Sephora survives thanks to the Royal Guard's protection, and despite the severity of Hortensia's actions, shows mercy by declining to imprison her. The group learns of another ring, the Ring of the Crux of Fate, located in the northern fortress. Meanwhile, an ominous presence notes that while another ring has fallen to the Divine Dragon, it still isn't enough to change the tide of battle. The scene shifts dramatically to a mysterious sandy location, replacing previous snowy surroundings. A character practicing dance moves finds themselves trapped in what appears to be a dangerous situation, when a mysterious voice urgently warns them to seek safety. A tense situation unfolds in a haunted fortress designed by someone's ancestor. The locals avoid it due to ghost stories, particularly about a young woman's voice calling from inside. This creates an eerie atmosphere as characters seek refuge inside. The group arrives at the northern fortress, discovering it unusually noisy for an abandoned place. They realize corrupted creatures have infiltrated the fortress, threatening their mission to protect a mysterious ring. The situation becomes increasingly dangerous as they find themselves surrounded. A fascinating revelation occurs when a talking ring is discovered. A character named Seidel, believing the ring contains a cursed princess, offers help. The ring actually turns out to be something even more extraordinary, an emblem named Corin, one of the legendary godlike figures. The story takes a dramatic turn when Vail appears. What starts as a seemingly friendly reunion quickly becomes hostile as Vail accuses someone of being the fell princess responsible for murders and stealing rings. This creates confusion and tension among the group. A character named Chris arrives looking for Vail, leading to revelations about Vail's situation with her father and her refusal to follow orders to attack others. She expresses desire to clear up misunderstandings and repair relationships, particularly with the Divine Dragon. The story reveals the current state of power. 5 emblems, Lyn, Lucina, Ike, Baelith, and Corin, are on one side, while 7, including Marth, Sigurd, and others, are controlled by the Fell Dragon. This creates a strategic dilemma about whether to invade Elusia. News arrives about Elusian warships heading toward Firene, prompting the group to investigate from Azure Coast. This development adds urgency to their situation and forces them to adjust their plans. The scene shifts to a ship where Marnie and Mavir discuss their mission. They discover two soldiers, Rosado and Goldmary, have deserted with the Azure Twins ring, leading to a pursuit towards Solm. The action culminates in a confrontation on the beach involving Elusian soldiers, a search party, and a dramatic reunion between Hortensia and her retainers. The situation becomes tense with the arrival of Princess Ivy and the Divine Dragon, setting up for further conflict. A tense discussion unfolds where someone explains their choice to join a group for Elugia's sake. Their retainers and friends pledge loyalty to support this decision, promising to defend whatever banner they choose. The atmosphere is filled with uncertainty, but also determination and trust. A touching moment occurs when someone apologizes for drawing their weapon earlier. They present the Ring of the Azure Twins, which was stolen from a ship. This gesture is met with gratitude and excitement, as the ring represents a crucial item needed for their mission. Erica makes her return, dedicating her sword to bringing peace to the world. After discussion, the ring is given to Rosado, who helped with an important escape mission by flying them to safety. The decision is made swiftly due to time constraints. The scene shifts to a beach where pursuers search for thieves. The area experiences rapid tide changes, with water quickly rising from dry sand to ankle deep. Despite being outnumbered, the group remains confident in their abilities to face tougher opponents. After a confrontation, Elusian soldiers retreat. The group plans to head to Firene, expressing concern about ships making landfall and potential danger to local people. The journey continues with a cool breeze, marking their approach to their destination. A conversation reveals tensions about loyalty to Papa, whose recent violent orders have caused concern. Vail expresses determination to avoid harming others, even at personal cost, and reveals a search for a long-lost sibling, showing a dragon stone as proof of their existence. Secret discussions occur about Lord Sambron's children, with confusion about a possible survivor from a 1,000-year-old war. Mysterious plans are mentioned regarding Vail's future, suggesting they won't let her wake once they reach their destination. The group spots smoke rising from Flora Port, indicating an attack. The situation becomes dire as they realize peaceful farmers and families are under threat. Multiple Elusionian warships are spotted off the coast, presenting a serious threat to Firene. A confrontation reveals shocking truths about Vail's identity and actions. It's discovered that Vail has an alter ego who ordered attacks on innocent people. This revelation causes intense emotional distress and confusion about past events. The situation takes a dark turn as Vail's alternate personality emerges, requesting the Ring of the Hero King. This version of Vail shows excitement about upcoming violence, contrasting sharply with her previous peaceful nature. The darker Vail claims to be the true heir to the Fell Dragon, dismissing her other self as unworthy. She reveals a corrupted King Hyacinth as a surprise weapon, using him to seek revenge against Princess Ivy for stealing rings from Destinia Cathedral. An intense confrontation begins with two opposing sides, each possessing 6 emblem rings. Despite accusations of cruelty, one side expresses excitement about the upcoming battle, eagerly anticipating the conflict ahead. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation as both parties prepare to face off. A fierce battle erupts between the two forces. One side, led by knights, shows tremendous confidence in their abilities. The conflict intensifies as Sigurd is encouraged to fight without restraint. Lord Sambron's power causes the emblem to go wild, similar to events at Solm Palace. The battle continues with impressive displays of power. The Fell Dragons demonstrate abilities beyond those of divine dragons. Despite the intense fighting, one side faces an unexpected defeat, leading to promises of revenge in future encounters. A crucial moment occurs when Hyacinth's ring is taken. The group rushes to protect remaining rings by getting them onto their ship. In a surprising turn, Zephyia is asked to surrender their ring, though the purpose remains unclear. An emotional scene unfolds with pleas for forgiveness, and declarations about the significance of a brief friendship. The situation becomes heated with accusations of betrayal, leading to threats of permanent consequences upon return. Vail hands over the Ring of the Holy Knight and Azure Twins to the Divine Dragon. This failure deeply disappoints Lord Sombron. The situation with Vail becomes complex as she remains in deep slumber, refusing to embrace her true nature despite attempts to amplify her draconic impulses. The group makes travel arrangements aboard a fine ship headed to Elusia. They discuss recent events, including attacks and the destruction at Flora Port. Their mission focuses on defeating the Fell Dragon to prevent future devastation. They express concern about Vail's well-being. Two ships bearing Elusian colors approach, leading to an inevitable naval battle. The ships are equipped with flame cannons, though careful coordination is needed to avoid friendly fire. The situation in Elusia has deteriorated since the king's death, with armies now serving the hounds. Following a report to Lord Sombron, discussions reveal his relatively mild reaction to lost rings. Plans proceed regarding Vail, including the use of an enchanted helmet to amplify spells controlling her. The group prepares for the approaching Divine Dragon's forces. Upon arriving at a port town, the group notices something is seriously wrong. The usually bustling port is eerily quiet and empty. They spot someone in the distance who turns out to be one of the corrupted beings that have apparently taken over the entire town. A discussion ensues about whether to help the town or move on. Princess Ivy makes the difficult decision to leave, explaining that they are too late to save anyone here and must focus on protecting those still alive elsewhere rather than waste time on the dead. Two antagonists, Hal Marnie and Mabir, appear and confront the group. They confirm the port fell long ago and demand the group's emblem rings. When refused, they threaten to attack with an army of corrupted beings. It is revealed that Marnie and Mabir took emblem rings without permission from their superiors of fire. Marnie believes capturing more rings will earn praise and forgiveness, while Mabir expresses concern about potential punishment. After a battle, the rings are recovered from Marnie and Mabir. Before retreating, they reveal that Zephyr has been given new magic by Lord Sombron to use on Lady Vail that will prevent her true self from awakening again. The group recovers Emblem Micaiah and Emblem Roy. They learn that the Fell Dragon is behind the corrupted beings in Elusia, abducting people and having Sombron drain them to create more corrupted ones. Back at their base, Marnie and Mabir face harsh consequences for losing the rings. Despite their excuses about being favorites, Sombron shows no mercy. Meanwhile, Zephyr has already cast a mysterious spell on Lady Vail. The group arrives at Brodia Castle, expecting to find Sombron and possibly Vail. They discuss being stronger than before and express determination to recover the emblems despite past defeats. At the unusually quiet castle, they encounter Briss, who possesses the Ring of the Caring Princess. He challenges them to battle, claiming no reinforcements will come to his aid. An intense battle begins with Briss, who uses Emblem Selica's power to hide in shadows. Despite his taunts and attacks, the group eventually defeats him and recovers the ring. After recovering the ring, they successfully summon Emblem Selica. The encounter ends with Briss laughing maniacally, suggesting there are deeper plots at play that have yet to be revealed. A heated confrontation reveals a shocking truth. The supposed divine dragon is actually the child of the Fell Dragon. This revelation comes through the observation that they use invocations rather than prayers to summon emblems, which is characteristic of Fell Dragons. This discovery causes intense confusion and disbelief. The antagonist reveals they were merely buying time for Lord Sombron and Lady Vail to escape. This accidental slip of information leads to further uncertainty and emotional turmoil among the group. The revelation about the Fell Dragon heritage threatens to divide the team. Through consultation with Emblem Sigurd, the truth is confirmed. They are indeed the Fell Dragon's child. However, it is revealed that Lumera took them in as her own when they were in danger, creating a genuine family bond despite the lack of blood relation. Sigurd explains a crucial distinction. While they possess fell dragon blood, they also have divine dragon abilities. Unlike typical fell dragon summons that control emblems without free will, they can communicate freely with emblems through prayer, proving their divine dragon powers. The group rallies around their leader, affirming their loyalty regardless of heritage. They emphasize that actions and choices matter more than birthright, encouraging them to continue as the divine dragon. Their bond remains unshaken by the revelation. Revere appears and suggests helping Lady Vail, revealing she has been searching for her sibling. The group learns that Sambron and Vail are heading to Lythos, and they decide to follow with Revere's guidance. A temporary truce is formed with former enemies to facilitate the journey to Lythos. Despite initial hesitation, all parties agree to cooperate for the sake of the mission ahead. The true objective is revealed. Sambron aims to restore Gradlin, a sunken fell dragonland, by destroying the divine dragon shard in Lythos. His ultimate goal extends beyond this, involving invasion of other worlds. The tragic backstory of Lady Vail unfolds. She is revealed to be a defect, unable to summon emblems. She spent centuries in isolation, briefly finding solace with fell dragon worshippers before reuniting with Sambron, who rejected her. The conversation concludes with Marnie sharing her own story of abandonment, creating a moment of empathy and connection between former adversaries as they process these emotional revelations. A poignant story unfolds about being abandoned at a church during what seemed like an innocent walk. Despite the painful experience, there was comfort in finding acceptance with the priest and eventually joining a group called Pounds under Zephia's leadership. This led to becoming part of the Four Hounds, filled with followers of the Fell Dragon. The narrative shifts to describe Javier's connection to Lady Vail, revealing how he was present at a hidden temple when she awoke. Though he declined her offer of friendship, he accepted the prestigious position as her knight when she extended the invitation. This honor of being handpicked by royalty was significant. The scene changes dramatically as they discover Lythos has fallen into decay, indicating either Gradlon's return or the destruction of the divine dragon shard. The shard is located in Queen Lumera's castle, showing how far things have deteriorated from their previous state. A confrontation erupts with Sambron, who mockingly calls someone the divine impostor. This leads to revelations of betrayal and complex loyalties, particularly involving Marnie and Revere, who chose to help Lady Vail meet with the divine dragon despite the consequences. A disturbing transformation of Lady Vail is revealed, caused by Sambron's enchanted helmet. The spell has taken full control, making her believe the divine dragon is her long-lost sister. This change appears permanent as long as the helmet remains intact, effectively erasing her true personality. A tragic turn occurs when Marnie attempts to free Lady Vail but fails. Despite giving it everything, the helmet proves too strong. This act of defiance leads to severe consequences, ending in Marnie's emotional departure, having tried but failed to save her friend. The aftermath of Marnie's actions leads to Revere pledging allegiance to the divine dragon, vowing to avenge Marnie and save Lady Vail. Meanwhile, the controlled Vail reveals her desire to be her father's only child, rejecting all bonds of family and friendship. An unexpected breakthrough happens when Vail temporarily breaks free from control due to a crack in the enchanted helmet caused by Marnie's earlier attack. This brief moment of clarity allows her true personality to resurface, though it proves short-lived. The situation takes a dire turn, with a final confrontation leading to devastating consequences. A sacrificial act of protection results in severe losses, with emotional farewells and unspoken truths left hanging in the air. The dramatic conclusion reveals shocking truths about family connections and betrayal. The divine dragon is revealed to be the long-sought sister, but this revelation comes too late. Sambron gains possession of all 12 Emblem Rings, achieving unprecedented power granted once per millennium. In a dramatic sequence of events, a battle reaches its climax with the use of Emblem Rings and attempts to harness infinite power. The character Grablin is mysteriously restored, leading to accusations of destruction and the death of a child. The tension builds as characters face off in what appears to be a major confrontation. A figure known as the Sepia Lady survives thanks to assistance from allies. The situation becomes dire as the helmet, though previously damaged by Marnie, is revealed to be functioning better than ever due to Lord Sambron's increased power. Lady Vail emerges as a key figure in this conflict. The divine dragon has been defeated, though not by Lady Vail as initially planned. Lord Sambron offers to accept Lady Vail as his daughter. Zephyia and Gris are instructed to return to their father, while a command is given to eliminate all survivors, creating a tense situation where the characters find themselves without their rings and seemingly powerless. A confrontation between father and child escalates into a dramatic standoff. The scene shifts to a conversation between mother and child about the war's end, revealing deep emotional complexities and suggesting a cycle of dragon-related conflicts. The narrative reveals itself to be a memory rather than a nightmare. The protagonist realizes they died protecting Vail and reflects on their unfulfilled dream of awakening as a hero. This leads to an emotional reunion with Vail in what appears to be an afterlife setting. A touching dialogue unfolds between siblings about sacrifice, purpose, and the weight of expectations. Vail expresses exhaustion from constant failure and a desire to give up, but finds new purpose through their sister's encouragement to continue fighting for a better future. Lady Vail breaks free from control and regains her sense of self. This leads to a crucial moment where the divine dragon is transformed into one of the corrupted beings, a strategic move to continue the fight. Despite the transformation, they maintain their original identity and consciousness. An attempt to summon emblems begins, initially seeming to fail, but then succeeding through the use of fell dragon power. This marks a turning point as the protagonists work to gather and activate all the Emblem Rings, demonstrating unity and trust despite difficult circumstances. The successful summoning of all emblems brings a moment of victory and reconciliation among allies. However, this triumph is short-lived as the divine dragon begins to vanish, their body rejecting Vail's power. Despite attempts to maintain the connection, it becomes clear that this sacrifice may be permanent. A tragic moment unfolds as someone accepts their impending death, expressing confidence that with the 12 emblems present, Sambron can be defeated. Despite protests from companions who wanted to fight together, they apologize and find peace, knowing everyone is safe, though regretful they can't continue the mission to the end. A mysterious voice addresses the Dragon Child, asking if they desire power to continue fighting. The Dragon Child affirms their wish to fight on until the world is safe, no matter how difficult the path may be. The 12 emblems respond by granting their power. A beautiful transformation occurs as a birthday promise is fulfilled. The ring becomes an emblem ring containing Lumera's power, restoring the divine dragon's strength. This marks a significant rebirth and transformation. It's revealed that through the combined power of 12 rings, the Dragon Child has become the 13th emblem, the Fire Emblem. Unlike other emblems who were only spirits, they maintain a physical form, making them unique. Their power now dwells within the ring, similar to how dragons store power in stones. The emblems reveal a secret power. They could perform the miracle at any time if all 12 agreed. This one-time gift used all their future power, but was worth it to fight alongside the Chosen One. This marks the first time all emblems shared the same wish. A massive disturbance interrupts the reunion as Gradlin returns and a portal opens in the sky. Sombron prepares to invade other worlds, but a barrier blocks intervention. The team learns they must destroy 3 fell dragon shards, sustaining the barrier. The group encounters Zephyr and Gris guarding a fell dragon shard. A tense confrontation ensues as Vail must face former allies who remain loyal to Sombron. Despite their shared history, battle becomes inevitable. An intense battle unfolds between the group and the Shard Guardians. The fight ends with the destruction of the first fell dragon shard, though at a heavy cost to both sides. The victory is bittersweet as former bonds are permanently severed. Before dying, Zephyr reveals crucial information about the next shard being underwater and provides an enchanted crystal capable of altering terrain. The crystal was created at the cost of Zephyr's life force, being the only mage dragon powerful enough to craft such an item. In a dramatic final encounter, a mysterious crystal is given that will only remain enchanted for a few hours. Lady Vail is warned to be careful and hurry along to reach the Shaw. There's regret expressed about not having taken this action sooner as death approaches. The dying character explains their last-minute change of heart, admitting they never planned to die but created a crystal to help others reach a distant shard. They advise forgetting about those who can't be understood, though Lady Vail vows to remember them for eternity. A surprising survival reveal occurs, with the character explaining they wanted to experience their final moments fully rather than being killed quickly. Their motivation for revealing the shard's location was revenge against Lord Sambra, wanting to hurt him deeply. Deep emotions surface about wanting a family and children. The 4 hounds are described as a rare and special family unit. Chris expresses deep familial love, viewing the dying character as a mother figure, sister, and even a godlike presence in their life. The scene shifts to a lake that was once a mountain. A fell dragon shard is sensed deep below. The enchanted crystal begins working, causing dramatic changes to the environment. The group gets separated during the transformation. A mind-bending encounter occurs where someone meets their past self during the war with divine dragons. The past version demands an emblem ring to take to their father, Samblone. Dark details emerge about siblings being killed and defects being disposed of. The group reunites and discovers they've been transported 1,000 years into the past. They encounter a past version of Zephyr who doesn't recognize them. The situation becomes tense as they must reach and destroy the shard while dealing with this unexpected complication. A confrontation becomes inevitable as the past self refuses to let them pass without taking their rings. A battle begins, with both sides wielding emblems. The group must find a way to reach and destroy the shard while navigating dangerous avalanches. An emotional exchange reveals the past self's inner struggles with fear and rigid expectations. They admit to being jealous of their future self's ability to express emotions freely, confessing they feel like the corrupted they hate because they just follow orders without thinking. A complex scene unfolds where someone expresses concern for their past self and receives reassurance about providing healing. The past version will soon awaken, and while they saw the current events, it is mentioned that memories will eventually fade away. This appears to be taking place during some kind of time travel scenario. The scene shifts as the land begins changing around them, marking their departure from the past. There is mention of someone named Zephyr who sacrificed their life to help them reach this point. The group expresses determination to continue their mission to stop someone named Sondron. a farewell is bid to the past self with hopes for wonderful future journeys. The narrative transitions to a conversation about missing invaders and an unexpected emblem that was sensed but has now vanished. Two figures discuss this, with one being addressed as Lord and noted to rarely venture outside. The Lord mentions certainty about an emblem no longer existing and plans to return to the temple. A dark discussion about family and children ensues between two characters. One explains how children are viewed as tools for loyalty and function, with an emphasis on absolute dedication. A proposition is made about having a child together, though it is postponed until after certain ambitions are achieved. The scene changes to someone being found in a dazed state. They describe a dream where they met someone with their face who had blue hair and eyes. A kind stranger offers to help them get somewhere warmer, marking what they describe as their first experience with kindness. A tense interaction occurs between Lumera, identified as the last divine dragon, and someone who reveals they must kill her to avoid being disposed of by their father. Despite feeling conflicted due to Lumera's kindness, they express fear of being called a defect and fed to the corrupted. Lumera offers friendship and secrecy instead. The group returns from their time travel experience, noting their encounter with Zephyr and discovering the barrier has weakened. They prepare to break the final shard, though someone expresses worry and requests time alone, hiding concerning information about who guards the shard. The location of the final Fell Dragon shard is revealed to be in Gradlon Temple. Vail makes an unusual request to face it alone, trying to spare others from what lies ahead. It is revealed that their mother has become corrupted and serves as the shard's guardian. The group confronts the reality of facing Queen Lumera, now corrupted. Despite their reverence for her, they acknowledge the necessity of defeating her to save the world. However, Vail secretly enters alone through a magically sealed door. A confrontation occurs between Vail and the corrupted Lumera, who offers to be a mother figure. Vail refuses, sharing memories of their own mother and accepting responsibility for past actions. Despite Vail's attack, Lumera reveals enhanced powers granted by Lord Sambron. The emotional climax reveals Lumera's past as a lonely divine dragon during a war 1,000 years ago, who found companionship with an unexpected ally. The current corrupted Lumera attempts to manipulate these memories for reunion, but is rejected as her true nature is recognized, leading to a final confrontation. A dramatic confrontation begins as Vail offers support in battle, but is told this is not their burden to bear. There is an emotional acknowledgement that this battle must be faced personally to honor the role of divine dragon and the mother's legacy. The group prepares to free a mother's soul and break the final shard. An intense emotional exchange occurs between mother and child. Bittersweet memories surface of missed opportunities, hopes of training together, sharing meals, taking walks, and endless conversations. Despite the pain of what could have been, there is an attempt to convince the mother to surrender peacefully. The mother regains her true self and recognizes her child, who has become an emblem. There is a touching reunion as they acknowledge the fulfilled promise in the child's growth. However, this moment is bittersweet as the corruption leaves the mother's body, meaning they must part ways again. Mother and child share a deeply emotional conversation about their eternal connection. The mother expresses how meeting her child brought light to her dark times. They make a pinky promise to meet again, with the mother entrusting the protection of the beautiful sky and world to her child. The barrier vanishes after being destroyed, but this causes concerning changes in the sky. Sambron has opened a portal that threatens to destroy Elyos by letting in power from other worlds. There is a firm resolution to protect everyone living beneath the sky, with Marth promising to help build and protect this world forever. The group discusses hopeful future plans, including traveling together, showing the emblems different countries, and having them serve as advisors. For the first time, there is excitement about the future, though the final battle with Simbron still lies ahead. Marth reveals a devastating truth. The emblems are losing their physical form due to the destabilized portal. When the portal closes, all emblems except one will cease to exist. This creates an impossible choice between saving the world and losing dear friends. The group finally reaches the portal to other worlds, describing it as beautiful but cold. They encounter Simbron, who expresses surprise at their survival and arrival. The stage is set for the final confrontation to save Elyos from destruction. A dramatic confrontation begins as someone announces they are done with this world and plans to leave through a portal to seek other worlds. They claim they will leave peacefully, but others don't trust their intentions due to their past actions causing immense suffering. They refuse to let this person invade other worlds. The true motivation is revealed. They seek reunion with something called Zero Emblem. They explain they came from another world with its own Emblem Rings, where their people lost a war and they alone were exiled as a child. They were sent to Elyos, bringing a single ring, Zero Emblem, known as the Emblem of Foundations. After arriving in Elyos, they were found by villagers who showed them kindness. However, the Zero Emblem disappeared, leaving only the ring behind, apparently because they formed bonds with others. In despair and rage, they destroyed the village and swore off all connections, spending years gathering power and territory for revenge. It is revealed they viewed everyone, including their own children, as mere pawns to be used and discarded. When challenged about the emblem abandoning them, they refused to consider that the emblem may have wanted them to form new connections and find happiness. They remain fixated on finding the emblem again. The confrontation escalates as they begin sealing the portal back to the other world, threatening to trap their opponents forever. The emblems begin disappearing into dimensional distortions. However, their opponents refuse to give up, believing they can still summon the emblems back through their bonds. Through collective faith and determination, they successfully summon back 13 emblems to stand united against the threat. Despite being mocked for their reliance on bonds, they defend the strength found in connections, even if breaking bonds can bring pain. They assert that broken bonds can be reforged stronger. The battle intensifies as dark emblems are summoned as reinforcements, corrupted versions of former foes that once brought despair to their worlds. The heroes strategize to face these dark reflections of their past enemies, requiring careful coordination and tactics to overcome this new threat. After achieving victory, there is a bittersweet acknowledgement that returning home is no longer possible. Exhaustion sets in from constantly searching in dark places, shadowy woods, gloomy caves, and beneath dead trees for the mysterious emblem of foundations. Despite choosing solitude, there was always a yearning for recognition and understanding after countless years of isolation. The possibility of connection with family and siblings was rejected, choosing instead to maintain distance and be remembered simply as a defeated evil dragon. The decision to remain alone until the end reflects a deep-seated commitment to isolation, even in death. Multiple attempts to invoke the Emblem of Foundations had previously failed. A mysterious light appears, revealing a presence visible only to one person, an old friend from the past. This emotional reunion marks a significant moment of closure and acceptance. The Emblem of Foundations disappears along with its bearer, signaling the end of the conflict. The closing of the portal represents the restoration of balance to the world. It's a totally epic moment when everything starts wrapping up. The time has come for farewells, marking the end of an incredible journey shared between allies who became true friends. There is major character growth happening as everyone realizes they're stronger than before. The legacy of the emblems and maternal heritage will continue through new leadership. While the original emblems won't be around anymore, their influence will live on through those who remain to support and guide others. The farewell scene is super emotional, but focuses on hope for the future. Despite the physical separation, spiritual bonds remain unbroken. There is encouragement to build a better world filled with kindness, laughter, and cooperation between nations. The final moments emphasize family connections and the promise of future reunions. The 13 emblems have created lasting memories and unbreakable bonds. Their legacy will continue through inspiration, courage, and strength passed on to future generations. Time jumps to Coronation Day for the new Divine Dragon Queen. While missing those who are gone, life moves forward with new responsibilities and roles. Friends gather to ensure the ceremony starts on time, bringing a sense of normalcy and continuation. The story ends on a hopeful note, suggesting that paths may cross again in the future. These special bonds can be renewed whenever needed, requiring only the magic word engage to reconnect. It's totally giving main character energy with the possibility of future adventures.